Your girl was bugging. Like, I'm not really sure what I was thinking in elementary school, but clearly the marbles wasn't. Hi guys, welcome back to Naya's News. This is the channel where I report news about my life while being open, honest, and transparent as much as possible. So, as you guys can see by today's title, your girl was bugging. Like, I'm not really sure what I was thinking in elementary school, but clearly the marbles wasn't there. But before I get started on today's video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell button because now your girl is coming out with 2 videos a week, Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. Okay, let's get started. So, I'm going to take you guys back when I was in 6th grade English class. Actually, I'm not really sure if they called it English. I believe it was called ELA. But in this particular class, it was a creative writing class. So, my teacher, Miss Moore, you watching this? I know you remember this. But she said for us to write about anything. So, I was like, it's about 5-10 things that going through my head that I could write about. So I'm like, are you sure? She's like, it could be about anything. I want you to use your imagination. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. So, particularly, it was this other teacher, Mr. Valle. It was this other teacher that really picked on me. Really, like anything. With my school, we had to wear all black shoes. And with my shoe, it was like a silver buckle that was on the shoe. I can't help how the shoe was made. Like, come on. So he used to pick on me for everything. And I remember going home and telling my mom and my dad, I'm like, he gonna get it. I don't know how I'm gonna beat him, but he gonna get it. So I remember in this particular class, she said to write about anything. So I'm like, I'm gonna write a book about Mr. Valle. So I remember getting up non-stop for crayons, markers. This was gonna be like a whole theatric kind of show, right? And I remember when I was writing and my teacher was giving us like a time, like a countdown, and was saying, oh guys, you got 20 minutes left, you got 15 minutes left, however, and so forth. Because this class was like 45 minutes, and let me just tell y'all, that book, I can't even, it was just so crazy what I wrote in that book. I remember writing that I wanted to kick him down the stairs. I remember writing that I wanted to like push him on the train track. Hey, what? Like, this is not a proud moment of mine, but I thought I was bugging. But that wasn't even the kicker. I remember when my teacher, Miss Moore, said that if any of you guys want to share, come up to the front of the class. So I was like, me, knowing that I wrote a book about my teacher, basically saying that I wanted him to die. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just going to keep saying sorry. So, at that point, I remember getting up to walk to the front of the classroom, and I remember reading my book. And my teacher, as I kept going, her jaw kept going down and down and down. And I remember she told me to go to the dean's office. And I'm like, for what? Like, at this point, I'm like, what you gonna do? Nobody gonna do nothing. So, of course, I wrote a book about my teacher saying, oh, I want him to die. Like, I'm really sorry, but at that point, he was just pissing me off. So, I remember going to the dean's office. But then, funny thing is, the dean of my school at the time went to high school with my teacher. So I thought I was just in the winds at this point. Like, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. So I remember going to the dean's office and she was asking what happened. So I told her, she was like, Linnea, what is wrong with you? You cannot be doing it. And I was like, so, I don't care. He kept bothering me. So, and I don't care. The principal came, the dean was there. You would have thought I was just on, like, the first 48. The way they had me just in the dean's office. So I remember she saying, you gotta call your mother. So I'm like, boop, 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 boop. Call her. Okay. And she was like, I gotta call your father. Boop, 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 boop. Insert number there. Call him. I don't care. So, I remember they telling my mom, and at the time my dad worked closer to my school. My mom was further downtown. So, I believe they got there around the same time. because I remember them coming upstairs. So I remember once they got there, my mother's, mind you, she out of breath because you had to walk up 5 flights of stairs. So at this point, she was already pissed off because she had to walk up the stairs because there was no elevator. Like, she was on 1,000. She just probably got to work. So she was just already just mad. I remember my parents came into the dean's office, and my dean, who I thought was going to be all cool, she saw my mother, and my mother was like, "Hey, girl, how you doing, Miss Carter? What's going on?" Miss Carter looked at her and was like, "Pumpkin, this ain't that kind of show here." So I guess she looked at my mother, and my mother kind of was like, "What she did? What's going on?" Well, I remember reading like an excerpt, like a part of the story, and I was telling my mom and my dad, I wrote a book about my teacher. And my mom and my dad was like, "That's so nice." And I guess my principal and my dean looked at my parents, and they was just like, "Oh, so all of y'all in this house is crazy." So I read like a part of when I said I was going to kick him down the stairs, and my mom like went like this. If only she could like sink into herself, she would. And my dad was just like, and I remember looking at my father, I'm like, "P.O.P., hold it down. That's what I'm talking about. You got my back." And I remember my mom was just saying, "Oh yeah, Linnea, you're going to be on punishment." And I looked at her. Since when you use the word punishment? What black parents you know use the word punishment? You got to be kidding me. And then I remember me looking at her, and then I looked at my dad, and he was just like, "Yeah, you're grounded." And I'm like, oh, so y'all just showing off for them. Now y'all playing, but I'm going to play along with y'all. So I remember the fake tears, and I remember looking at my dad, and he was laughing, and I'm just like, "Yeah, you want me to put on for the cameras." So I remember they was like, "Oh, we're concerned because we're concerned about her home environment. Is there something that's going on?" So at this point, my mom and my dad, they get like, "What you mean?" So my dad, they told my mom and my dad that they think I should go to anger management. So my dad's first start off like, "Why do you think that? There's nothing going on. This was just a way of her expressing herself." They looked at him and they said, "No, because we think there's something going on in the home that's causing her to disrupt."
Hey, what?
At that point, he went ape, He was just like, he started flipping and started going off, and my mom was just like sinking in again, like really didn't know what to do. And he was like, "Get up out of here." And they was I was suspended, which I was, but it was worth it. So I remember leaving, and my dad was just so pissed off. He was just like, "You want something to eat?" And I'm like, "Thank you." Because they was just fronting for y'all, because he kept picking on me and picking on me and picking on me. Don't you know that was the last time he was my teacher? I believe he was probably like my math teacher or something, or I forget what subject he taught. But I ain't never see that man again after that year. Period. I don't know if he got fired. I don't know if because we moved to a different school. I don't know if he resigned. I don't know. But never seen that man again. That wasn't a proud moment of mine. I look back on it now and I laugh, but at that moment I wasn't right in the head. Like, I really wasn't, because my thing is, in 6th grade, how old was I? I was like 11, 12, I think. Don't come at me in the comments. I might be off a little bit. But I think I was probably like 11, 12, 13. What 11, 12-year-old write a book about their teacher talking about they're going to kick him down the stairs and they're going to kick him on the train tracks? Like, wasn't a proud moment of mine, but at the end of the day, he needed to stop picking on me. Like, stop bothering me. Stop picking on me. Stop saying little comments about my shoes or doing intentional stuff to get me upset. And the thing is, we had this thing in school called demerits. And if you get 3 demerits, you get detention. And I believe if you get a certain amount within the week, I think, you had to stay after school on Friday. So he would do like little, I was about to cuss. He would do little stuff to bother me, and I would, of course, react like, "Leave me alone." And then he would start telling me, "Oh, Linnea, you have to do your work." No. Because at that point, they was talking about, "Yeah, I'm going to call your mother, call her." You going to piss her off for telling her she got to come get me, and she just clocked into work. So, call, I don't care. At that point, I was getting real gully, because I was just like, "Yeah, y'all going to keep bothering me, and I don't care. So what? Call her. Boop, 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 boop. Here's the phone. Yeah, she cursing you out, right? Because you called her, right? That's what you get. Like, I was doing all that in school. A moral of the story, the screws wasn't wrapped too tight in this brain. I'm not really sure what I was thinking, why I thought to do something like that, what made me do something like that. I'm really not sure. But nonetheless, I learned from my mistakes. I'm a college graduate, master's, pursuing my PhD, and yeah, I'm doing better. But that still wasn't a proud moment of mine. So that wraps up for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that story time video. Like I said, screws wasn't wrapped too tight in this 11, 12-year-old brain of mine. But let's think about the positive. I've grown now, as you guys can see. But before I go, you know, I gotta give a shout out. A shout out. A shout out. Let's go to the comments. Hey, let's go to the comments. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go to the comments. Hey, let's go to the comments. We at the comments. Boom. Shout out goes to I Am Crowned. Shout out to you, sis. Thank you for the constant love and support. And if you guys like a shout out in one of my future videos, comment down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let me know if you guys are looking forward to these 2 videos a week. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys. You gonna thug it through. Even though you got the sniffles, you gotta make the video. You got this, girl.